Hello young guys, good morning. You are welcome in SOAP biology classes organized by Society of Career Technology. On the last time we were talking about the science behind science. In the first episode we had discussed a case when A.H. Berthold in 1849 castrated, that is, removed the testis of a male cockerel bird, and 2-3 weeks afterwards he observed that the male comb present on the head top was lost. In the second experiment, he took testis of another male cockerel bird, homogenized, filled in an injection syringe, and injected this to the first bird, and in this bird 2-3 weeks afterward a male comb again developed. What does it mean? Earlier the notion was that testes and ovaries are only concerned with production of male and female gametes. But from this experiment the idea came out that besides the production of male and female gametes, testis is also concerned with some other body characters, for example, development of male sex comb on the head of a male cockerel bird. So today we will talk about the second episode of this science behind science. Because in most of the science classes, teachers are more concerned with syllabus, examination, classwork, homework, etc. And most of the science is taught in the way of history and geography. No, it is not the science. Science is always based on experimentation. So in this episode, again we will talk about some experiments, the results of which gave birth to new concepts of science. So this is the episode 2 of Science Behind Science. You will enjoy to know that in 1793, in a city Pavia of Italy, there was a church, and on the top of the church tomb, many bats used to live there. They used to discard their feces, which used to contaminate the table and floor of the church. The father of that church was very much annoyed, very much disturbed. So he invited a scientist, Spallanzani, in 1793, and he performed some very interesting experiments. So in the first experiment, he caught all the bats in a bird catching nest and carried them 5 kilometers apart into a forest and left them. The second day, all the bats came back in the church. Spallanzani was very disturbed. Now in the second experiment, what did he do? He used a black tape over the eyes of all those bats and left them again in 5 kilometer distant forest. You will be surprised to know that again all the bats came back. In third experiment, just by the way, he covered their eyes with black ribbon and put cotton plug into the ears of the bats. Again, he left them in 5 kilometer distant forest, and surprised to know that this time the bats could not come back. What does it mean? It means that there is something related with the sound production and listening of sound. So Spallanzani then studied the bats. He observed that they had developed vocal cords and developed internal ear and cochlea, In next experiment, he took a tennis court like big area in which in the middle some nets were spread and the thickness of the wire of net was just 1 millimeter thick. In that area, stereophonic sound was played. Even then, the bats could fly in between the space present in between the threads, which were just 1 millimeter thick. And Spallanzani concluded that the bats were producing ultrasonic waves, and these ultrasonic waves collided with any object, and the returning echo was received by the internal ear, by which they could locate the pathway. This system is called echolocation. In our classes, we are just taught that in birds, ultrasonic waves are produced and returning echoes, by the returning echo they locate the object. Finish. Only this much information cannot develop, cannot inculcate interest in the students. So I appeal the teachers of India that they should inculcate these informations of science behind science while teaching in the classes. Thank you very much.